top 8 classic games that still hold up today. It's undeniable that we're living in a golden age of gaming, with an incredible range of interactive experiences to suit every taste. Even so, one can't help but go back to the classic where it all started. Hello everyone, we're bringing you a trip to nostalgia with our top 8 classic games that still hold up today. But first, subscribe to Starface Productions and leave a thumbs up on our video. Also, don't forget the bell icon, guys. Ready for a trip down to memory lane? Let's go! Number 8. Metroid. What makes Super Metroid unbeatable is because it hits all the right spots a person wants. You get to play as the hottest, sexiest, pixelated bounty hunter in the universe, blast and eliminate out-of-this-world aliens using several high-tech weapons and gadgets while exploring areas with mission-handy tools. Heck, you can even morph into a ball and dash at supersonic speed. The plot involves the planet Zebes, a large network of interconnected rooms and environments that you must get past in order to find and take down the evil space pirate bosses that have kidnapped the last surviving Metroid parasite. This parasite's seriously getting some love. Makes me envious. There aren't many action-adventure games to have ever captured the sense of bleak isolation as expertly as this classic game, and that's what makes it unforgettable and worthwhile going back to. Number 7. Outrun. No, Outrun doesn't involve you running away from your girlfriend's nagging. There's no escape from that. Trust me, I'm an expert. In Outrun, you're in charge of a red Ferrari Testarossa convertible's wheel. You got a chick in the passenger seat and start at Coconut Beach, where the sand is sandy and the water is bluer than blue. In this game, you must pass through checkpoints within a certain time limit. So it's not you against others, it's you against geriatric's worst enemy, time. Wow, a nice car, a beautifully pixelated chick, and a long strip of road to the horizon that will never be real and can only be perceived through a screen? Now that's a game I can get by. Plus, it's filled with high-speed racing fun. The game was a standout during its time of release, since it was possible to choose the stages in which the race took place after you passed through the first checkpoint. We know you're used to these features, especially you newer generations. But imagine, these were an advancement during a time where it still didn't exist. How cool is that? It was also one of the first driving games to feature a 3D perspective. Outrun is definitely way ahead of its time. Haven't seen your favorite classic game yet? Stay tuned, cause you might see it next. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Sonic is yet again pitted against the machines of mad scientist Dr. Robotnik and Dr. Robotnik himself, and probably his shiny head too. Sega's spiny mammalian speedster proved himself to be a worthy rival against Nintendo's Italian mushroom-loving plumber, Mario. And the spectacular loops and environmental tricks prove that. This classic adventure was alone one of the best two-player games of its era. Players can choose to play as either Sonic or Tails, or even team up together to recover the legendary Chaos Emeralds and destroy Robotnik's Death Egg space station up ahead. Not only that, but the game includes add-on content, allowing players to bring Knuckles the Echidna into the adventure. Number 5. Tetris. It's weird how a game so simple could be so addicting. The game, if you aren't familiar yet, is about finding the best way to successfully shoot a block of a certain shape into empty spaces of an arranged group of colored blocks. That's right, it's all about putting them in the right order to make lines, causing them to disappear, which is a good thing. Reminds me of how my dad disappeared upon learning that I was conceived, though it wasn't a good thing. Anyway, how much can be added to Tetris? It's simple, it's great, and you can enjoy it for a long time. Am I right? Get your Game Boy out and play some Tetris. Wait for a few seconds, and the checks will be flocking to you in no time. Number 4. Super Mario Kart. Everyone loves Mario Kart. People who don't are just too out of the head to say such. From the Racing Grounds mayhem to the enjoyable 4-player action, no one can deny that Mario Kart has aged beautifully and has earned the top spot during its time. Yes, the latest installment is incredible as well, but there's just something pure, simple, and astounding about Mario's first time driving a weaponized kart. There are no blue sparks to worry about, no confusing anti-gravity track, no distracting background enemies, no shells to cry about, no rubber bands, and no long list of power-ups to keep in mind. Phew! My brain can only hold so much information. The classic offered only 8 racers to choose from, namely Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Bowser, Toad, Koopa Troopa, and Donkey Kong Jr. But that doesn't limit the fun the classic racing game has to offer. it's hard not to occasionally go back to the simpler days of the arcade era, where the best classic games that turned us into the healthy, sleep-deprived gaming addicts we are today. Let's take a look at the top 3 classic games that are responsible for that. Number 3. Street Fighter II Turbo. Street Fighter II is all about playing against or with friends. It's about teaching them how to master the perfect moves and combos. It's beating the booger-filled kid down the block with your unmatched strategy. It's going home late after a trip to the arcade. Street Fighter II Turbo created memories that will forever vividly linger. Aside from that time where you ripped out some loud gasp before a music recital. Not only that, but Street Fighter II shaped the games industry by great heights, especially its competitive side. It showcases 8 characters of different backgrounds and backstories with all kinds of combat styles, individual moves, strengths, and weaknesses, complete with unique endings that endless hours of gameplay result to. Number 2. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. If Super Metroid taught us to fear the unknown, Link's Epic Quest taught us the opposite. That is, to go crazy and venture into it. Unlike these days where you're given a warning if you stray too far, here you're encouraged to get hopelessly lost, and you'll have a great time doing so. A Link to the Past takes place in between The Legend of Zelda and Ocarina of Time, as Hyrule encounters yet another evil magical being. Evil magical being? Is it a magical debt collector? Or a magical Snoopy roommate? Nope, but it's much worse than those. You play as Link, awakened one night by a telepathic message from the beautiful Princess Zelda, starting a quest to save her from a dungeon and save Hyrule from the dangers which threaten it. Here we are, guys, the moment you've all been waiting for. On our number 1 spot is... Number 1. Super Mario Bros. 3. Nintendo reinvented the classic with the secret-packed Super Mario Bros. 3. Super Mario Bros. 3 is a classic retro game that has stood the test of time and brought to the series mechanics that we can notice still standing on the newest installment of over 2 decades later. And we're not lying, guys. Super Mario Bros. 3 sets itself apart by truly changing the core recipe for the Mario series and influenced every 2D platform entry in the series after it. It made several changes to the famous series gameplay, offering the ability to fly and pick up Koopa shells using them as weapons, not to mention the array of fun enemy types that add up to the entertainment. Everything about the game makes it worthy of being a classic game. Got any more classic games you want to share? Share the nostalgia in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Oh, subscribe to Starface Productions and hit the bell icon for more updates. The thumbs up button too, please. Can't wait to see you in the next episode.